What's in a name? Apparently a lot when it comes to our basketball teams playing in the building that the name is changing in.
Get that stuff out of here! It's Southwest Bias!
Welcome in to another edition of Southwest Bias. I'm your mayor of PHNX, occasionally known as Derek Montilla, here on my final day filling in for Espo. It is the final edition of Mornings with the Mayor. Thank you guys so much for joining me this week. And for the guy that asked, who is this chump? It's me. I'm Derek. I'm the chump. But glad to have you guys here. Of course, we are live from Studio K, presented by our friends at Circle K. We are also presented by our friends at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. You do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit playatgila.com to learn more today. That's a great name, by the way. Gila River Resorts and Casinos, fine name. They have some great names of their establishments. And of course, what is in a name? In fact, what's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Well, apparently not when it comes to the building that our basketball teams play in. Apparently, the name of the arena where our basketball teams play in changing has some sort of drastic, almost curse-like effect on this team. Last week, of course, we know, or at the beginning of the month, we know that the name of the building over there that was briefly PHX Arena, aka PHNX Arena, aka Phoenix Suns Arena, or whatever you want to call it. Most of us still call it America West Arena. Some call it US Airways Center. Some still call it Talking Stick. And when they say Talking Stick, they don't even know which one they're talking about. Footprint Center. That's something that no one calls it. No one ever calls it that. But also, it is now called the Mortgage Matchup Center, aka the MMC, the Morty, or as I really enjoy, the Morgue, because if you play there, there's a good chance you're already dead. But I'll tell you this much. The WNBA finals are happening. Our Mercury are part of it. They are not in a good position. They are 0-3 right now in the WNBA finals. And the changing of the name to the Mortgage Matchup Center, I guess if that's what you want to call it, the Morty, the Morgue, might have had an impact on why this Mercury team has had the string of bad luck, why they are 0-3, why Satu Sabali will not be playing tonight in Game 4. Because they changed the name once again while one of our teams was playing in the finals. And now the Suns and the Mercury are a combined 0-7 in the finals after a name change has occurred. I understand business. I understand how contracts work. I understand that this deal was probably in the works long before they even knew the Mercury were going to be in the WNBA finals. I will give them the benefit of the doubt on that, Shane. But I know that even if you doubted that the Mercury were going to be in there, that you should have maybe planned just for funsies that they might make it. And then if you are going to plan on the Mercury making the playoffs, let's just say hypothetically, you just plan on this team making it to the finals. And you knew when the playoffs were, didn't you? You knew when that time period was. You could have easily negotiated a clause in this contract as to it starting potentially after a WNBA finals run, or perhaps in the month of November. I don't know. Now, I know this all sounds crazy. I am not superstitious. I am just a little stitious. I'm a man of science. I typically don't believe in things like curses and whatnot, though I have bought into some, and I have maybe caused some myself. So I can't say I'm completely free of blame on this matter. But what I can say is that why test it? Why even test it? Don't we have enough going against our teams? Don't, in general, Arizona sports have enough going against them just with the way things always go for us? Can we not tempt fate? Can we not poke at the invisible dragon that may or may not be there? I don't don't think that we need to, quite frankly. I think we have enough things going against us. And the Mercury have a lot going against them now. So I am not thrilled about the change needing to happen right now. I'm sure this has no impact on the team. You might think that. Shane might think that. But can you prove it? I can't. All I can prove is that they're 0-7 in the finals after a name change has occurred. That is the only fact we have here. So let's stop doing that. I mean, things could be worse, though. We could be rooting for Philadelphia teams after what happened last night. And that just might be my Southwest bias. Welcome in, of course. Got our guy, Shane, on the ones and twos, the mustache behind the Mac, the sun that gives me life in the sky. Shane, am I being stupid here, or should we just not do this?
You're being dumb, but that's the best thing to be.
I mean,
it's dumb.
Look, I watch sports for entertainment, so of course my takes need to also involve it being entertaining, because if you take this crap too seriously, it'll really get you down.
Witches are real. Magic is real.
Witches are definitely real. Etsy witches, Shane?
Just witches in general.
Well, I'll never not believe in witches again after what we've seen.
The Mariners. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. The Mariners, right. Though they have a big test today.
Yeah.
Your life is going
to They're working overtime, trust me. It's like child labor laws during the Industrial Revolution, when they were like, we got to do something about this. Now there's going to be like witches' rights laws, because the Mariners staff are working those women overtime right now. They're in their bag. They're in their cauldron. Yeah. Just going to town. Anyway, the magic is real, which means dark magic is real, which means curses are real, which means hexes are real, which means this is real. Okay. Stop changing the name. Here's what's going to happen.
You're wrong. Right.
2031, your Phoenix Suns, led by Jalen Green, Ryan Dunn, and player to be named later, are going to be, and come on Malawash, are going to be in the NBA Finals, and they're going to rename it after Matt Ishbia's actual company, and then they're going to lose. Yeah. They're going to be up 3-0. Good night. Sorry.
I'm already depressed by that fictional scenario that hasn't even happened yet. What up to Pup? Thank you for being here. Thank you, all of you guys, for being here in the chat. Sidebar, Eric tried to argue on behalf of my rant being about the fact that NBA teams do not tip off at the time they would like to. So just as an honorable mention, Eric would like me to address that. NBA start times are start times for a reason. They're not really negotiable. They're not a loose suggestion as to when tip-off is going to occur, because today's already early Suns game tipped off 15 minutes after when it was supposed to. And I'll say this as a baseball guy, they're very specific about first pitch times. Like first pitch will be like in the playoffs, 5:08. I'm tapping my watch at 5:07 if I don't see that dude on the mound ready to throw that pitch by 5:08. So that's how very specific we are in baseball. But we're also very stat driven over there, and we get very analytical. It was fun though to watch the Phoenix Suns this morning. I know it's a preseason game. I know that they're overseas. I know it couldn't be more meaningless, but when you get up early to watch a sporting event, no matter how important that sporting event is, you find yourself fully invested in it, and I was, and the Suns delivered. So no matter the fact that this game tipped off 15 minutes late, the Suns had a very fun comeback victory today, so all is forgiven. And I really liked seeing, I mean, it's your typical preseason game, right, Shane? But I really did like seeing the young guys come out and finish strong and finish that game. They didn't, resort to throwing Devin Booker in there. Devin Booker barely played in this game, enough to appease the fans. But for the most part, this was about the backups and the young guys getting time, and they kind of did their thing late. It was fun to see them.
Yeah, this is ball. This is sports. This is 7 a.m. and the game's already over.
Yeah.
We love it.
You love it. Well, shout out to our guys over there, by the way, Eric and Steven and Ayrton, the Freckled Mamba, for getting up very early to do that watch along and also get out there and do a post-game show already this morning. We have some early mornings around this joint, and it is very fun. As has been being a part of this little thing that Espo calls Southwest Bias. I appreciate everybody here for not hating me too much for replacing Espo for a week, but I promise you he will be back.
Your charisma's improved.
What's that?
Your charisma's improved.
My levels have gone up?
Just your charisma.
Just my charisma number. Okay. Anything dropped?
Yeah, a couple things.
Oh, God. We're going to have to address that after the show.
You're going to have to address it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll pick it up on PHNX Diamondbacks.
Stop saying we. You.
We. I mean, we. We're collectively going to do it as a team, Shane. Traquan McHurdle says pretty typical for PHX sports teams in regards to things going bad for them in the finals and curses and hexes being real. I'm really going to test that, by the way. I'm taking a vacation this weekend. It is my 16th wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary to Mrs. Montilla. And we are going to be taking a trip down to Bisbee, Arizona, because my daughter wanted to do scary things this October. So I'm testing that because we're staying in a haunted hotel. I'm taking her on a mine tour underground, and we're also going to go visit the oldest ballpark in America. You know, there's some baseball player ghosts hanging out around Warren Ballpark for sure.
Good old oh, wow, this is the first time I ever blanked on old good old Gumshoe James.
Yeah, there we go.
He can run faster than anybody that's ever run.
All right.
Unfortunately, dead at 36 from a mining accident because that's where he had to pay his bills.
Perfect. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. And on the other side of this break, Brack is going to join us from the Arizona Cardinals practice facility to give us more on Kyler Murray and his status for Sunday's game against the Colts. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching Southwest Bias. Well, where you can go is to take a quick trip over to Circle K. It is America's thirst stop, and it is a great place to stop by in the morning and get yourself a large coffee for just $1.50, featuring their maple pumpkin coffee right now, limited time on that. It is pumpkin season for those of you who may or may not be fans or may not observe pumpkin season. It is that time of the year. But of course, you'll save money over at Circle K by joining the Inner Circle for free. It is their free membership program. It's easy to download and get enrolled today. Then all you got to do is use your phone number at checkout for you to get Circle K deals like 79-cent Polar Pops, 99-cent Frosters, and 3 Gatorades for $5 and 28-ounce size Gatorades. You can also save on gas. Not only will you save on your first 5 fill-ups as a new Inner Circle member, but you also save 10 cents per gallon once per week by just visiting Circle K and either spending $5 or making a 5-gallon fill-up. Your next stop in will feature 10 cents off per gallon over there. So join the Inner Circle for free right now by downloading the Circle K app. Terms and conditions do apply at participating locations. Visit circlek.com for details. You bet I'm filling up on the way on that road trip to Bisbee at Circle K. But of course, everyone needs a checking account, and Mountain America Credit Union wants to give you a checking account that gives back to you. Our checking accounts just kind of take our money, but the My Lifestyle checking account over at Mountain America Credit Union has perks just for you that gives back to you. Get that account with built-in benefits like restaurant deals, mobile phone protection, telehealth access, identity protection, and so much more. They have discounts on loan rates as well as offers on travel and events. I should have checked on that before going to Bisbee. Make My Style your lifestyle. Mountain America Credit Union. Visit macu.com/mystyle to apply right now. They are insured by NCUA. Membership is required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions do apply. Well, of course, Cardinals have a big game this week to bounce back from. I don't even know what to say here, but they have a big test ahead of them after the failure that was their loss to the Tennessee Titans, and they may face that test without Kyler Murray. Giving us the latest updates from over there at the practice facility, it is Brack from PHNX Cardinals. How are you doing, sir? It's disgusting how handsome Bo is on a phone just in the middle of, outdoors like this. But I'm just trying to hype you up because I know you're probably going to give us bad news in some way. So starting off good.
No, I wouldn't say it's bad news. I mean, look, the franchise quarterback was back at practice today. It's a positive step, right? Doesn't mean that he's going to be back in the lineup come Sunday. I think that there is a lot in the air as far as that goes. We saw Kyler Murray hit the practice field today, Derek, after missing back-to-back days with that foot injury. He looked fine. He looked like he was moving around well, but as far as who he was practicing and throwing to, if it's any indication, he was throwing to kind of the backup playmakers. Jacoby Brissett was still throwing to guys like Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr. So we'll see if that's just a sign of Jacoby's going to hold down QB1 duties going forward. But I think a lot to be still determined with the QB1 situation with the Cardinals before they hit the road to Indy.
I really like the pickup when it happened of Jacoby Brissett. I mean, obviously the stint in Sunday's game was very short, did not go very well for him, but it's not like he was out there for a lot of reps. Do you feel like he is a guy, though, that can kind of step in and take over this offense in a very similar way that Kyler operates it?
No, I
No.
don't. I mean, I think it's going to be different. I mean, I think he's a quintessential backup in 2025. I think he's a guy that, you can go in there operationally. You're not going to miss a whole lot. And I think you're going to get a bit of a different look. You're going to get more of a pocket passer, a guy that's going to stand tall and deliver the football with confidence, and a guy that takes care of the football. But as far as like the playmaking, you're not going to get that. As far as like the tempo that you saw with Kyler Murray,
Yeah.
you're not going to get that. And like this is an offense that has been struggling, through all 5 games, and that's not even debatable. So to think like, hey, can Jacoby Brissett just get in there and turn things around? I think it's a little bit far fetched, but can he go in there and can he make a couple plays? Can he take care of the football? I think that that's the answer you could probably say yes to.
Well, it feels like that makes it that much tougher, even if Kyler does play against this very good Colts team that has been playing some good
Yeah.
football, surprisingly good football this year, especially up there with their QB back there. What do you expect for this game? I mean, after the embarrassment that was the loss to the Titans, is there any chance we see these guys, step up and do something here? Like kind of
Look,
have some pride here?
we all want that, right? And I think that the defense gives you a chance each and every week. The only thing is they're
Right.
going up against what the league it gives you the best. One of the top 5 offenses right now in the league with Daniel Jones and crew. He's playing at the highest level he's ever played at, coming
Yeah.
from the same draft as Kyler Murray. Is it going to be just like the defense has to have this Herculean effort? I think in order to do so, yes, they have to keep the score low.
Yeah.
But like you need a better performance from your offense, regardless of who's in there. Like you have to be able to cash in and find points throughout this contest to keep it tight, regardless of how good your defense plays. So I'm not like completely counting them out, and I'm not saying, hey, like turn on the game on Sunday and just completely already be in despair. But it's like you got Jacoby Brissett going in there with a subpar underman running game, which if
Yeah.
he'd been going in there and it was like James Conner or Trey Benson and the offensive line was playing stellar like they've done the last 2 years, I'd say, hey, you're looking good. But like
Yeah.
things are just unsettled across that side of the football. It's going to be a big task for this defense to keep this team in the game come Sunday.
Well, and it's not excuses, but it's similar to what happened with the Diamondbacks. Eventually, the injuries pile up to a point where the personnel, you just can't expect much out of them. Like, you can't expect this personnel to beat a team like the Colts that is playing at the level that they're playing at. And then I guess the worst part about this, the worst part about the way this season has gone so far is that this was their easy part of their schedule. Now their strength of schedule is very, very difficult for the rest of the season. In fact, one of the hardest, if not the hardest strength of schedule for the rest of the NFL season. And, they missed their opportunity here to give themselves some wins when things were easy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to finish that win and send the Titans to 0-5. That was a can't lose game, and they lost it. And then you've got going forward, like teams like Indy, teams like down the schedule here, Jacksonville, where they're both sitting there with one loss, changes kind of the complexion of what the schedule looked like going forward, because you already knew you had the Rams in there, you had a couple of the top teams in the league that you were going to have to face down the stretch. You knew it was going to be tough, but now the difficulty level is even risen from there, and you had to come out of that first 6 games with 5 games with a decent spot. Like 3-2 would have been fine, but now the sense of urgency is at another level, and you're doing it severely undermanned and potentially without your top quarterback.
And it was already a difficult battle here in this NFC West. Feels like things are going to be tough already. Already we're going to be tough for this team, and it's just that much tougher now that they sit at the record they sit at. I have to ask you, how much money did JV spend in merchandise at Rally House when you guys were doing the live show? Was it 4 digits or 5 digits? I guess that's all I really want to know.
It was a race between him and my wife, who was on location with my young son, who was just going through down like the aisles and saying, "I'll take that. I'll take that." I was the Tiger King that day. I'll never financially recover from that, even though they
Right.
have fantastic prices there.
Right.
But just
Right.
the overall volume,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
shaken me financially that we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna be eating ramen probably for the next couple of weeks just to try to get back to some sort of even.
I understand that. Is that the rivalry jersey behind you, like that pattern on the wall behind you? Is that where they got it from? I was just curious because that very much looks like
It
the rival.
is.
Do we ever wear the rivalry jersey ever again? That's the other question here. Is the rivalry
Next
jersey ever
season.
see the light of day again?
Yeah, next
Yeah.
season it will be back, but just
Uh,
once this year. And it is this splotchy. That's actually just from the
yeah.
wetness out here. It's just a
A lot of
regular,
rain in the valley
like,
today.
yeah, brutalist kind of concrete wall. But no, that has nothing to do with it. This has been here as long as facility's been here.
All right. Well, I just wanted to check. Maybe I was just wondering if that was the inspiration for it. But Bo, appreciate you so much. I know you guys are going to be breaking this down much more on PHNX Cardinals later today. So thank you, sir, so much for stopping by and try to stay dry out there and not too muddy.
It's gonna be fine, guys. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you around the studio.
Appreciate you, bud. He says it's going to be fine, but I don't believe him. I don't believe him one bit, but he's the best, and you can join Bo and Johnny and the rest of the PHNX crew for the Ultimate Cardinals away game watch parties out there at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. It's always a blast at Wild Horse Pass, but it's even more fun when PHNX is out there having a great time. Our event features live pre, half, and post-game shows by the PHNX Cardinals crew, food and drink specials, PHNX giveaways, and the vibes, of course, are always immaculate. Our next watch party is going to be on Sunday, October 12th, so make sure to join us for that Colts game. You can RSVP for our Cardinals away game watch parties at gophnx.com/events right now. It's free. Just RSVP so we know how many people are coming and how much space we're going to need. We always have plenty of space up there at the upper, the upper level kitchen and bar? Upper deck kitchen and bar. Thank you. Well, it's time before I get out of here to give out my only winner of the week this week. And I am proud as hell to give it out to one Cam Skattebo. Look at this absolute unit of a man. Look at these beasts. Look at these two local legends right here. Cam Skattebo, 98 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Giants' upset win last night on national television on the big stage on Thursday Night Football, if you want to call Thursday Night Football the big stage. Big win for the Giants there over the Eagles. And it is amazing the legend that Cam Skattebo is becoming. Not to us here. We personally know what a legend this man is, and not to us here in the Valley. I think everybody, whether you're an ASU fan or a U of A fan, I think everybody collectively agrees that man is an absolute maniac when it comes to playing football. And he is one of the most fun football players we've ever had the pleasure of watching, especially play for one of our teams. Yet, the big story about Cam is going to be his, the fact that he didn't get drafted higher and the impact that he's going to have on this Giants team. Like, there was no doubt in any of our minds that Cam Skattebo was going to be an NFL player, a dude and a stud in the NFL. It was just a matter of how he would be used and how long it would take. I don't think many of us expected him to become a New York Giants legend this quickly, but that seems to be the case with Skat. And there's something more to him at this level than just the fact that he's playing so well. Him and his teammates, Jackson Dart, these guys, they look like they're building something real and special in New York, and they're building it together. They have some young, fun components, and even though their record isn't better than it, or isn't great, it doesn't matter because they're building towards the future, and Skat is going to be a huge part of that. But I feel like he is so much more, once again, than what he's doing on the field and ripping his shirt off in post-game press conferences or interviews with Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's his interactions with his teammates on the sidelines. You see him going up and down the sidelines on the broadcast, going up to, Russell Wilson and talking to him for a considerable amount of time. You see him hyping up his teammates. You see him going over and hugging guys that made great plays on defense and just being, I don't know if you want to call it a leader, but just a great teammate that seems to be very much embraced by his teammates and by the Giants, culture down there. You had the incident where Jackson Dart went into the tent and had to be checked out, and they literally had to throw Scat out because he wanted to be in the blue tent with his quarterback, making sure he was okay. Like, it's amazing to see this. And again, I think we all know here what he is and all knew what he could be. But man, to see this happen in real time, like so quickly in the NFL is amazing. And now the story is just going to continue to be how every team in the NFL passed up on Scat multiple times and what a huge mistake that ends up being. I mean, the differences were night and day between him and Tyrone Tracy out there on the field. And yeah, Deborah Owen says it best. She says he is being himself as he did at ASU. And it's incredible. Also, I love the fact that so many people still come to our shows to watch the reason why he shakes his head so much to get that like sweat or to unstick the pads on the inside of his helmet. Now it's just kind of become an OCD thing for him. But I don't know, man. I felt incredibly proud last night seeing Scat on that stage, even though he was ripping up my Philadelphia Eagles defense that I have on my fantasy football team. That part hurt, but it still didn't stop me for cheering for him and screaming in my living room for that Tasmanian devil of a man. And again, it's just so cool to see him, show out like this on a national stage. My other favorite part about this, Shane, was the fact that after a poor showing last week, he tweeted out like an apology to the fans and said he would be better.
Yeah.
And boy, was he.
Yeah, I wouldn't say poor showing, just a fumble, a bad fumble, costly fumble.
Yeah,
he was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it was a mistake. Like he made a mistake and it ended up costing the team.
Yeah, he is, as Deborah said, he's himself. Anybody that didn't think his game wouldn't translate didn't really watch him enough. Like,
sure.
Contact balance translates at literally every level. Like that's his biggest thing. In terms of his longevity, everyone wants to.
That's the biggest question.
Well, everybody wants to question that, but he's so durable, and he doesn't run. He runs. It's not reckless because he is very intentional with the way he moves.
It's violent.
It's violent, and he does protect himself. So It's like callus. He's built callus on his skull.
Yeah, but it's his whole body. Yeah. His whole body is calloused.
Yeah. I mean, his brother has told us before, or his cousin, whoever it was, that he used to lock. Yeah, his brother used to lock him in a room in when he was a kid, and he would just sprint and slam against the door. Like that's just what he used to do.
So that's how he's getting through those defensive lines for sure. But I mean, his longevity is definitely probably the biggest weakness, but there's no way to know that. And I mean, in the NFL, you could say that about any player, right? I mean, it's a violent game, and he's a violent guy. So it's the perfect game for him. And again, just love to see our Sun Devils showing out. But Emmanuel Carey in the chat stopped by to say, them boys about to get dog walked by the Colts. And if Jacoby is playing, he's got plenty of experience taking L's in Lucas Oil Stadium. Well said, sir. Well said. Well, I hope that doesn't happen, and I hope the Cardinals figure out a way at least to make this game competitive and not yet another embarrassment for this team, as was Sunday's loss to the Titans. But I appreciate you guys so much. I just want to give you guys all a shout out. Thank you guys for being here in the chat and joining me this week. I give the keys to this car back to Espo on Monday, who returns from a beautiful, lovely vacation that is well needed for him.
There are
we're all
crumbs.
ready to get him back. What's that?
There are crumbs everywhere in the car.
Definitely.
Way more miles than you would have expected. The blinkers don't work. The horn is out.
Have no idea what that sticky substance is.
Somehow the oil is down to like 10% when it just got changed.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm not the best at being responsible with someone else's property, but I hope you guys all kind of enjoyed me being here. I enjoyed doing it. So thank you guys all for your time. You can follow me on Twitter at @cap_caveman with a K. And if you enjoyed my particular brand of nonsense, I do host the Diamondback Show, and we'll try not to talk too much about baseball during the off season over there. I promise. So make sure to join us for that. Of course, Shane, the mustache behind the Mac, couldn't have done it without him. You can follow him at Shane Deef. But as always, all roads lead to @PHNX_sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We appreciate your guys' time so much. Thank you again for stopping by this week. I will see you over at PHNX D-backs. I will no longer bother you with my chumpness or my lack of charisma here. But appreciate you guys again. Thank you. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourselves. And remember, kids, sports are fun, but they are so much more fun when you don't have to get up at 5 a.m. to watch them.
We all silly like the mayor.